The enhanced games.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, total tangent, but it's like...
Is it real? Is it happening?
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah,
so tell everybody what the enhanced games are. So.
Yeah, it's like this organization, the Enhanced Games, is essentially encouraging anyone who wants to compete at the highest level and use whatever they want and go sauce to the gills in their respective event to show up here and show what can be done with modern technology and performance enhancement to the max.
Interesting.
So it's like whenever we talk about, oh, this guy popped for whatever, and then, you know, a lot of us will say, I don't give a fuck if they take shit. I would just want to see what the highest level of performance could be. Let them do what they want, kind of thing. This is that, with doctor oversight, apparently, from high-level individuals. And they tout that it's going to be as safe as it could be within the confines of, you know, pushing yourself to the limit, essentially. And they're going to hold their first event, I've heard, at the same time as the Olympics to basically cannibalize the watch time and also show that people who are in their organization can beat the records of the Olympics, and they have like cash bonuses available for people who beat world records.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they want people to actually they want the athletes to have actual money earning potential that makes it worthwhile to compete as well. Whereas the Olympics, you're kind of stuck within narrow confines of what you can monetize versus not. Proposed corruption that is in, you know, the IOC and the Olympic system. Like, basically, you have these top tier athletes who prepare their whole lives to compete at these events, and they get paid essentially fucking nothing, even though they're the best athlete in their, you know, whatever category they're competing in. And they'll be like essentially robbed and have less monetization capacity than the entire event that basically oversees, you know, and, you know, it's still highly sought after to compete in it, so people do it anyways to represent their country. It's a big pride thing. We've talked about the people who said they would take years off their life to win a gold. That's still very much a thing, but it's like we've also seen massive corruption among, you know, the testing organizations, certain countries getting around, like the Sochi Olympics, for example. Icarus, great documentary to watch about that.
Yeah.
Where basically certain countries are, depending on how risky they want to be or how, you know, in depth they want to get with their, you know, doping regimens, essentially get around the system. And there's protections in place depending on which country they're in, and ways they've basically finagled where the Olympics are seen as a corrupt organization to many people, and they will selectively scrutinize certain people and athletes and whatnot, and it's created this weird dynamic where you know, you can't perform to the greatest capacity that you could because you have to remain within their narrow confines of what's allowed and what's not allowed. And then also that could be at the detriment even of your recovery capacity. Like, there's a lot of compounds that you should be able to use even for recovering from injuries that are on the water ban substance list that make